I trust you're faring well.
How dare you set foot in here after being infected by those foul beasts? I ought to cut you to pieces right where you stand. I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. Go to Morthal and speak to Falion. He can help you. Otherwise, you're dead to me. Get out of here, monster.
Who's there?
Finish this! No more, allí!
My talents are much needed here in order to keep Morthal. I know many things. I have studied things beyond the reach of most humans, traveled the Oblivion Plains, seen things one should not see. I have met Daedra and Dwemer, and everything in between, and I know enough to see a vampire where others would see a man. It is possible I know of a ritual but have never performed it. It requires a filled black soul gem. You will need to kill someone. When you have a gem and have filled it, return to me and I will perform the ritual. I will bring life to your dead body, vampire.
Be careful. I ain't much for talking. We done?
Good to see you, dear. Do you now? Hircine doesn't usually bestow his favor on the fickle. But you've proven your worth. I'm willing to try. Are you ready now? Hold still, then.
I read stories about the Solitude Windmill, but I didn't expect it to be that big.
The bow. You have Oriel's bow. I've heard it described in tales, but I could never have imagined its beauty. Indeed, the day hasn't been won while Harkon still walks Tamriel. But what of Serana? Can she be trusted to lift a blade against her own kind, her own family? I suppose that's as much as I can hope for. Let me address the Dawn Guard and then we'll be off. The men deserve to know that we finally gained the upper hand.
Everyone, gather round. Come on then, we haven't got all day.
I knew it would come to this one day. I knew. And no one believed. Only what I... back in the... wound up turning it. Their job was...
For too long, we've allowed these vampires to poison the night and kill our people. Now, we finally have the means to strike back. We now have Ariel's bow. The gods themselves have favored us, and we must answer with action. The time has come to finally put an end to Harkon and his unholy prophecy. We will march on their lair and destroy those wretched abominations so they can no longer corrupt our world. This is our fight, and this is our fate. This is the time of the Dawn Guard! Kill the abominations!
This is the Dawn Guard!
The eyes for me! Send the troll after them.
It's time we take the fight to their door. Gather your things and rest well, my friend. We meet outside Castle Volkihar. Keep your eyes open.
For Skyrim!
Leave no vampires in one piece.
Is someone there?
You're dead.
Victory is yours!
Where'd you come from?
Serana, my darling. I see you still favor keeping the pets.
You know why we're here.
Of course I do. You disappoint me, Serana. You've taken everything I provided for you and thrown it all away for this pathetic being.
Provided for me? Are you insane? You've destroyed our family. You've killed other vampires, all over some prophecy that we barely understand. No more. I'm done with you. You will not touch her.
So, I see this dragon has fangs. Your voice drips with the venom of your mother's influence. How alike you've become.
No. Because unlike her, I'm not afraid of you. Not anymore.
And you. It appears I have you to thank for turning my daughter against me. I knew it was only a matter of time before she'd return with hatred in her heart. A small price to pay for the betterment of our kind. Yes, yes, always the noble vampire hunter. And what happens when you've slain me? Is Valerica next? Is Serana? Then my daughter is truly lost. She died the moment she accepted a mortal into her life. Yes, quite. I'm growing weary of speaking to you and my traitorous daughter. I'll give you a single chance to turn over the bow to me. There will not be a second.
Very well, then. You leave me no choice.
it's done. Not sure. I'll probably stay with the Dawn Guard for as long as they'll let me. They're respectable fighters, and I think they see the benefits of having a vampire on their side now. Of course, if you've got any more adventures planned. That's what I wanted to hear. This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered with.
So,
It's over. He's dead. And the prophecy dies with him.
I suppose this is difficult for you.
I think my father really died a long time ago. This was just the end of something else. I did what needed to be done. Nothing more.
I think perhaps. I think you did more than that. You have my thanks.
Do you need something? Are you sure that's something you want? This isn't... Alright then. Hold still. Yes?
If you're looking for passage to Solstheim, too bad. I'm not going back there anymore. It's hard to explain. I remember those people with the masks coming on board. Then, the next thing I remember, I was here, and they were gone. That's not right, losing whole days like that. There's been something strange going on there for a while. But after this, I'm done. I'm not going back to Solstheim. Have you been listening to me? I'm not going back there. All right, you have a point. Taking you back to find out who sent them is the least I can do. Besides, maybe you can put a stop to whatever's going on over there. I owe them a bit of payback myself. Well, here we are. This is Raven Rock. Can't say I'm all that glad to see it again. Good luck. Maybe you can figure out what's going on around here.
I don't recognize you. So I'll assume this is your first visit to Raven Rock, Outlander. State your intentions. Mirak, I'm not sure that I do. Just remember, Raven Rock is sovereign territory of House Redoran. This is Morrowind, not Skyrim. While you're here, you will be expected to abide by our laws. Any questions? I'm unsure. I swear I know the name, but I cannot place it. I don't think so. I'm not... The name has something to do with the Earthstone, I think, but I'm not sure what. I have to be. As second counselor, the security of Raven Rock is my primary concern. This isn't exactly the city of Blacklight. We're on the frontier out here. We've had more than a fair share of troubles. After all we've been through together, I refuse to let Councillor Morvain down. Councillor Morvain is House Redoran's representative on Solstheim. As second councillor, it's my job to support him and make certain his rule is enforced. Raven Rock started out as an Imperial settlement. The Empire decided to abandon it, just as my people were first setting foot here. They left the town a shambles. And when House Redoran took over, we turned it around and it became ours. And even if it's been a struggle to make this island livable, we're proud to call it home. Your ignorance of our homeland doesn't surprise me. It's the capital of Morrowind. In that way ever since Mournhold was sacked by the Argonians. I don't visit there often anymore, but we still get the occasional supply ship and visitors from them. Quite a while ago, yes. They cut a bloody swath across most of the southern region of Morrowind. Nobody seems certain why it happened. Attempted expansion, revenge for the enslavement of their people, or perhaps both. Whatever the case may be, thousands of Dunmen needlessly lost their lives, and many more were exiled from their homeland.
This must be the...
I'm starting to wonder what happened.
Not much contact with others around here. But the Skull village to the north. The Nords there keep to themselves.
As the wife to the second Councillor of Raven Rock, it would be my pleasure to help you any way that I can. You look able to venture outside of town. Perhaps you could help me recover something precious that was lost. A few months ago, I had sent an important folio to the first edition bookshop in the Imperial City to be rebound. They sent it back to me recently, but it never arrived. Yes, the Strident Squall, or something like that. The damn thing sunk right off the coast of Solstheim. Can you imagine?
Any news from Vardenfell, Councillor?
One of the sailors survived.
I'm hearing
Poor
that the
thing
council
crawled all the way to Raven Rock on his hands and knees.
Well, of course.
Before he died, he told the Redoran Guard about the wreck and warned us that it was going to be crawling with reavers.
My thoughts exactly, my friend.
Thank you. You have no idea how much it hurts losing such a precious heirloom. My husband is second Councillor, so I certainly have the means to reward you if you find my folio.
On behalf of House Redoran and as Councillor of Raven Rock, I bid you welcome.
Counselor?
Do I?
I was concerned about our food store.
What a strange thing.
Dallin can only carry so much
It
on his
sounds
journey,
so
and I'm afraid he
familiar.
might run out.
And yet I cannot place the name.
How much longer do you intend to serve as his shield?
I'm
Dad?
not even sure.
The Redoran Council
I can
tasked me
picture
with
a
keeping
temple
Laeral alive,
here on
which
Solstheim.
I've done without question for over 100
Must have been a
years.
bad dream.
He's the closest thing I've had to a brother.
You've never
We all
heard of
owe him
House
our
Redoran?
lives. Am
We're
I
the
to
mightiest of the
suddenly
great
turn my
houses,
back?
and we lead the council,
I'm sorry, my lord.
the ruling
It's
body
this
of
island.
Morrowind.
It's never felt the same since we left
This isn't
Vardenfell.
Skyrim, Outlander.
Part of me
A
is
group of
missing.
powerful and influential Dunmer
Every
families have been
Dunmer
ruling
left a piece
Morrowind
of
for
themselves
millennia.
behind when they departed.
They embody a council made up of
All
5
we
great
can do
houses:
is make the most
Telvanni,
of what we
Dres,
have.
Endoral, Sadras, and Redoran. Well, of course, with 4 other houses on the council, someone has to keep the rabble organized. Our house leads the council by virtue of our preeminence in battle, wisdom, and ancestral glory. Yes, I imagine it would to someone not of our people. If you're interested in pursuing the subject, help yourself to any of the historical volumes in my library. Solstheim is theoretically under my rule, but without revenue from the mine, I lack the resources to actually govern anything but Raven Rock itself. Not that there's much beyond the confines of our town anyway. Well, there's a small enclave of Nords to the north in Skull Village. They pretty much keep to themselves, and we both like it that way. Then there's Tel Mithlin to the east. The Telvanni live out there. Sort of a strange lot. But since we're both from Morrowind, we get along. Other than that, Solstheim is crawling with bandits and reeklings. But that's to be expected living in a frontier like this.
The Redoran Council tasked me with
It used to be
Laeral
one of the
alive,
richest ebony
which
mines
I've
in
done without
Morrowind,
question for over
but
100
it dried
years.
out years ago.
He's the closest thing I've
Now,
had to a
we're
brother.
barely holding out
We
here.
all owe him our
Without the
lives.
mine, Raven Rock doesn't feel like it can last much longer.
I'm sorry, my love. It's this island.
My doors are
It's
open
never
if you
felt
wish
the
to
same
discuss
since we
matters
left
involving
Vardenfell.
Raven Rock.
It's as though a part of me is missing.
Every Dunmer left a piece of themselves behind when they departed our homeland. All we can do.
You haven't seen Crescius Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again. No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know. I prefer to handle these things on my own. Look, if you see Crescius, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble. Well, it's been a long time since someone from the guilds bothered to make their way out here. So tell me, how's my brother Delvin? Still spending his nights at the Ragged Flagon trying to win Vex's heart? Good to hear. Damn layabout never even bothers to send his own flesh and blood a letter saying how he's doing. Can you imagine? Anyway, I suppose you're looking for work. Well, I got bad news. This place is drier than a damn bone. Eager to make some coin, eh? That's the spirit. I'll tell you what. The guild's got a problem out here that I've been trying to deal with for years, but haven't been able to handle. Don't look at me like that. I'm all alone out here, with no one to watch my back. And besides, it's really my problem anyway. I caused it. A fellow Breton who went by the name Esmond Tyne showed up on my doorstep about a fortnight ago. He noticed the shadow marks like you did, and I thought he was one of us. That he did, right out from under my nose. Can you believe it? It's my own formula for improved bone mold. Took me years to perfect. Well, before he ran off, he was talking some nonsense about trying to fence goods to the Reeklings at Castle Karstag. I told him he was crazy to even think about talking to those vicious little buggers. But he wouldn't listen. I'd bet a fat purse of coin that he's either dead or hiding out up there. You do that, and I'll make sure you're set up right. You won't be disappointed. No, wait. Maybe. I don't know how I know that name. I'm not sure. I don't want to talk about this. A fine question, and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town. I wish I had a more romantic tale to tell, but I was simply seeking my fortune and chose Raven Rock to ply my trade. Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very useful in Riften. I had a friend over there, a dark elf named Van Wright, a very talented armor smith. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing techniques. Learned a heck of a lot, including how to repair bone mold. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since. It's the only tool tough enough to crack Skyrim, is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Crescius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some goods for it. Calling Skyrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that. I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do. You tell Crescius he better give that pickaxe back to me. Or else.
get blood from a stone, as it is, we can barely make ends meet.
That isn't my problem. I was clear when I loaned Garwin the money that I wanted it back by first harvest.
Let's see what I can do.
I got those special treats.
Don't you see that? The entire town can hear. Give them to me. And that's the end of it. Understand?
Let's get indoors. Or in a cave. Anywhere, just out of this.
Sense it to your husband.
Can't get blood from a stone, though. As it is, we can barely make ends meet.
That isn't my problem. I was clear when I loaned Garwin the money that I wanted it back by first harvest.
Let's see what I can do. I'm no fan of the sun. It would be better than this.
Local, I got those special treats you asked.
Don't you say that anything loud, so the entire town can hear. Just give them to me. I put it on my account.
The back here.
I said put it on my account, and that's the end of it. Understand?